Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Okay, your turn.
Hi, welcome to this live today.
Today is Sunday, December 8th, 2019. Again, this year, it's just gone by too quick.
To see boats. To see a boat.
Did you see boats yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm not well. Haven't been for a while, but most of you know this. So I am just here. I made a mess the other day. Not the other day. It's quite a few days ago now. I made a bag.
I make a bag.
No, I made a bag. I made a bag.
You make a bag.
And it came out okay, but I left the mess of all the leftover pieces, and I'm going to make a second bag out of it for fun. A big bag, just a big bag, but with a zipper because I have this metal long zipper, so I'm going to use it and make another bag just because you guys know I've been in some weird bag making mode. Okay, your turn. Let's say hi to people. Say hi to Diane.
Hi,
Diane.
Diane.
Okay, say hi to Debbie.
Debbie.
Say hi, Debbie.
Debbie.
Say hi, June, because June's here too. Say hi, June.
Hi.
You can't say June?
Yeah.
June.
Say
June.
Justin.
No,
hi,
he's
Justin.
not here. Say hi to Michelle.
Hi, Mr. Sal.
Michelle.
Michelle.
There you go. All right. I guess I have to keep this right here. Hopefully she doesn't touch the screen. And CJ's in here too. Oh, it's still going.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Mary, right?
Arms down.
You know how hard it is for me to remember names? Yep, Mary. I got it right.
Stay here. Come on.
She is when she wants to be.
Spin. 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 Spin.
May cry. Why are you gonna cry, Diane? Oh, CJ just wrapped her in a
Okay.
an ace bandage. Put her on the chair.
Sky knows.
Put her on the chair.
Like, grab it. There you go. Stay down.
She's wrapped in an ace bandage. You can see down here in the corner.
No, you're gonna stay here with Tiffy.
Okay, take that off, please.
I'll wrap her in another.
She's helping me. Oh, okay, leave it on then.
See how she
This is what you do to entertain kids. All right, guys. So I am going to. I have shakes really bad, and my legs are super weak. But I'm going to come over here and cut some pieces because most of it's cut. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so most of it's cut and just a disaster, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Never know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So. It wasn't long ago. She couldn't talk. Oh yeah, she's doing a lot better with that. A lot better. Okay. So, let me move that out of the way. I have some pieces here. This zipper is really long. And do you guys know? Because I don't know. The last metal zipper I messed with, I could not cut through it to trim off the end. Are some cuttable and some not? Or are they just not cuttable? Because, yeah, this is a 19-inch long piece, but the zipper itself is 17 inches. It's very long. And I have a second one for an inner pocket as well. And I have some fabric for some lining and outside pieces. And I guess I'm going to use this as the pocket, but I'm going to add fabric to it because it's not big enough. And some 4-inch strips to make straps. They probably need more added to them so that they'll be longer than this, but because this is going to be a big fat bag. A nice big like book bag type size bag. So I better turn this so I can see. Hey, Lacey. All right. So what I'm going to do is move those out of the way. figure out how long this leftover piece is. There's 2 pieces actually, and they're already cut, so they're 19.5 inches. I'm not going to trim them down anymore. So I'm going to cut a, I say 4-inch piece from this so that I can have some depth to the bag as well as width. But it's going to lose some of this because of using 1/2-inch seams, as well as the quilting will take it down a little. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip off of this, and I should be able to get both pieces on it. My legs are like shaking underneath me. That's why I'm glad I have tables to lean against that are taller. Metal zippers are hard to cut, but can be done. Okay, so I just use my crappy scissors to cut it then, instead of trying to use a rotary blade, because that's what I did originally, was try to use the rotary blade, and it slipped. I could have cut myself. So note to everybody out there, do not use rotary blades to cut metal zippers. Try it something else, like industrial scissors or something. Actually, I have a pair in the garage. I could have just used them. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4-inch piece for the bottom of both of these. So that way I can make this bag just a little bit bigger. Like I said, it's just a big, huge bag. Why? Because I just feel like making a big, huge bag. Oh, I also want to put zipper tabs. I got to figure this zipper tab thing out. I messed up the other day. And hold on, let me go grab it. Hi, Vicky. Do you have a wire cutter? Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Diane. The husband stuff out in the garage. Let me grab the purse from the other day. I keep saying other day, but when I say other day, I mean like last week. All right. So this one, I don't know, whoever's not in the Facebook group didn't see this, but let me come up close. Right here, you can see I put zipper tabs on the ends. Let me open this zipper. They're the same color as the lining and stuff, but you can't even see them for one. They're like barely there. And for two, I could not press this out with my finger, with anything. This corner just does not come out. So I don't know why it stays down like that. I don't like it. So I need to figure out why it went down like that when all the directions of all the other videos I watched said to fold them in downward so the zipper sticks up. So this time I'm going to try to fold them upward so the zipper sticks down and see if that changes anything. Hey, Aunt B. So yeah, this was the one I made. These are the same fabrics again, except this one has one slice on the front and a different on the back, which is what will happen here, 2 different sides. And this one's going to be a lot bigger. So this is all the scraps from this, except I'm changing the lining color and accent color to be the lining color. So that's what I made the other day, the beginning of the week, like Monday or something like that. All right, so let's see. This should be plenty long. I can get my zipper tabs probably out of the leftovers of this on the ends, because they only need to be 1 inch by 2 inch or so. Okay, so now I'm going to sit my happy butt back down. And note to all of you, my tailbone is still messed up. And I can't roll directly on my backside, so, but I'm trying.
Bye, Tiffy.
All right, bye, baby.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. See you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay. You gonna shut our door?
All right, the girls are going home. Turn this back.
So Sunday, huh?
Yep, I am. Okay, so now I'm going to sew these pieces on and I'll trim them over there when I'm done sewing them on. Now I'm making French fries. Ooh, yum. Sounds good. I need French fries. You can make a bag, Mary. It's not the main parts. If you don't add a zipper, it's simple. If you add a zipper, then it becomes challenging. But just watch. I figured it out. hoping that besides using zipper tabs, I have adding the zipper part down now. Pretty good. So, all right, so I'm just going to take each of these and add these pieces to the bottom, which is the full piece. The top I'm just going to leave as this little strip. No big deal. And I'm going to sew with a regular 1/4 inch seam on these. And then I'll trim it off when it's sewed on. Make it a little easier on myself. What did you do to your tailbone? I fell, not last week, but the week before now, and landed in the kitchen, on the kitchen floor, and I landed on my bum, hit my tailbone, and I hit my head, but my head didn't have no problem. My tailbone hit really hard on the kitchen tile. So, and that was pretty much the start of this episode, the MS episode that I'm in. Or for those of you who like to call it an attack, or I don't know, there's many words when you're in an episode. So yeah, I hit my tailbone then, and it's still killing me. It's not as bad as it was at first, but it's definitely bad. You guys hear a weird sound coming from in the room? The iron is on. I had Triana plug it in a little bit ago, and it's using up the water. You can hear it making slight steam sounds, which you guys know what that sounds like when you leave an iron on. This iron doesn't have a shut off, so it stays on. No, I doubt it's broken. It would feel different. I've been described what a broken tailbone would feel like, and it doesn't feel like that. It just hurts. Hi, Lisa. I didn't see you were there. Let's see. Who else? I said hi to Aunt B. Who else is different? My voice sounds much stronger. I must be feeling better. I'm not sick. Well, I am at the last stages of, being upper respiratory infection sick. That's pretty much almost gone. That's a plus because I could not breathe, and I also broke a tooth. So I cannot, it's a tooth that I just had fixed 5 months ago. It broke this week, and they won't see me when I'm sick to fix the tooth because I am a lousy dental patient. And when I'm sick and snot is draining down the back of my throat and I need to cough constantly, that's just going to make it worse. So they wanted to wait to see me till I was better. So now that I don't have snot draining down the back of my throat constantly from being sick, I can go to the dentist tomorrow and have that tooth fixed. And more of it keeps breaking off, unfortunately. So it kind of sucks, but I will be getting it fixed tomorrow. And they have to pay for it because it's their stuff that broke off the tooth in the first place. So, hi, Kitty. Just got here. Glad to see you. I check for a new tutorial. I love watching you show from start to finish. Thanks for all your hard work. Oh, thanks. Yes, I love, that was one thing that led me to my channel in the first place. Is there's not very many tutorials out there that walk you through the whole entire process of something. And I like to do that. So if my videos take 1 hour to 3 hours, that's because I'm taking you through the whole entire thing. And I like that. As a beginner, I would have rather watched start to finish, walking you through the process type videos. So that's why I do the start to finish thing. So I'm glad you like it and glad you can join. All right, so let's see how big these ended up now. I'm going to chop the ends off of them first, though. Got any more birthday blocks in? No, I have not, unfortunately. Mary, how long does an MS episodes can last anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks to 2 months to 2 years. My longest one was almost 3 full years. I was in my wheelchair the whole time on that one. And if you go back in my videos a long time ago, I did a wheelchair makeover. That was when I was in. That was a very long period of time. I woke up Christmas morning one day, went to get out of bed, and my legs didn't work at all, like whatsoever. They were 100% paralyzed. So I fell getting out of bed, and Scott went and grabbed my wheelchair because we're already used to this, and it never went away. And then I kept waking up every morning. I couldn't feel my legs, couldn't feel my legs, couldn't feel my legs. My doctor said, no, you're just getting worse. That's all, blah, 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 blah. And a year goes by, and it went by very slowly because when you're in a wheelchair, it's a little bit more harder to do things. So your day seems to take forever, like really. So yeah, a year goes by and Christmas rolled around again, and I'm still in my chair. So I did everything I thought. So Scott and I started going to the gym together. While I'm at the gym, I'm doing everything from my wheelchair, and I'm using my hands to push my legs and all the leg machines, trying to like maybe thinking circulation will help, you know, or whatever. No, that wasn't it either. So another year went by, and then by the end of that year, I started having a lot of pain in my feet, a whole lot of pain in my feet. And because it was getting so bad, I went to see a doctor. Turns out I had plantar fasciitis because my foot, I have drop foot. So it means, I don't know if some of you know what drop foot is, but my feet don't stay up on their own. I need special braces I use them only for sleeping at night. But that drop foot caused my foot to stay bent so long that it yanked, I don't know how, but it was yanking on the tendon down there, and it caused a lot of scar tissue. So I had to have surgery to snip it. And he said there was so much scar tissue in there that he doubted that I would ever, be pain-free ever again. And to this day, I'm still not pain-free in my feet, but it's fixed. And yeah, little by little after that, I started regaining my strength. But after that surgery, I was kind of still in a wheelchair anyway, because I couldn't walk. So I was in a wheelchair for almost 3 full years, and off and on since, a lot. And that was 3 years ago. So it's been a long time. So they last however long it lasts. Right now this one's a week one. This one, not a week as in week days. It's a week as in it's not very strong. It's just lots and lots of pain. It hasn't knocked my legs out for good.
Are we making a purse tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this one's just pain, irritation, very bad nerve pain. Like the jitters in my legs, they shake constantly. That's the only thing that's plaguing me. Weakness and
I love you.
fatigue. Okay, love you too.
We're gonna message Mama what all we need and get everything together, and we're gonna go.
Okay. So this little piece that's
Anything
left over,
special
I
you
will
want?
use
Yeah.
as the zipper tab.
Anything special you want, just let me know.
No, I don't need anything. And I probably won't remember while I'm doing this.
Okay.
They all said hi, by the way. Yeah, he already walked out of the room. He's always in and out. You guys know that. And it's Sunday, so he's on his way to the grocery store. All right, so those can be for that. I'm going to press this and figure out how wide it is now, which would be actually length. And I'm using my finger for now so that I don't have to pivot real quick. So this piece is 19 and a half.
Said hi.
Yeah, they were saying hi to you.
Well, hi everyone.
19 and a half by, this can be a big bag, by the way, by 14 and a half. So I'm just going to finger press this one real quick too. Okay. It feels actually good to be in here doing something. The other day it was still bad, but I was shaking so bad, and it took like It was like almost a full 5 hours to make that little purse. And you guys know that I have made purses in one video. So one very short hour to 2 hour video. So you definitely know when something is bad, when it takes forever to make something. Okay. I'm going to press this real quick. The iron's on, so I'm just going to step out of the screen for a second, and then after I press this, I'm going to cut. This is going to be for my inner lining pocket, one of them, because the other one's going to be just the fabric itself for a zipper with an ugly brown zipper, because it's another ugly, funky metal zipper that I have. I'm trying to use these zippers up because they're metal, and I'm not ever going to get, I'll never buy metal zippers, ever. I like the other ones. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to press that real quick. Make it nice. Pretty sure the bigness of this bag will make it like a book bag. Okay. So now that these are done, let's make the inner lining. It's okay. I have learned to live with secondhand smoke from my whole life caused it. Did I answer you, Lacey, about birthday blocks? I said no, didn't I? I haven't gotten any more. And only 2 people have messaged me that they might be super late and I might be completely done. Other than that, I'm pretty sure they're done coming in. So I'm making this as the inner lining for the purse front and back. This is just for quilting it purposes. So I'm going to cut a 20-inch or 21-inch, and there's not much of this stuff. I'm just going to cut a nice big chunk to use to quilt because I'll trim it to size. Okay, so this is my inner lining. This is not the seam, the lining that gets seen. Because this is that poly stuff that I told you guys I have a lot of. Okay. So I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'll be able to have half for each side. And then I can quilt them. And I'm going to use basting spray because I want them to stay nice. And I have lots of batting. I just, let's see. Hi, Linda. In fact, I have allergies. A lot of things hasn't helped. Nice to see you. It's nice to see you here, too. I'm happy to be here today. Let's see. Just spent 12 weeks in a wheelchair because of the tendons in your legs. One was torn. The other swollen, at risk of tearing. Hope I never have to go back. Wheelchairs suck. My house is actually wheelchair proof too. Everything was made and remade, I should say, to fit my needs. So my bathroom is handicapped so that I can reach my sinks. I have a longer faucet thing so that I can still brush my teeth while stuck sitting. My sinks are already low in there, so they kind of like, it was like perfect. And then my shower is all handicapped and has a fold down chair, and I can pass through and water doesn't come out or nothing. And hardwood floors so that I can roll around. If not, I wouldn't have been able to get on the carpet. It was so bad for the first, it was like 2 years of being in the chair. Rolling around on carpet in a wheelchair is horrible, especially with the kind of wheelchair that I have. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I know what you mean. I'm glad I have other devices. I have a cane, well, I have more than one, and I have walker, and yeah, I'm glad to have more than one device. And I should be using the walker, but I've been doing good, okay-ish with the cane. Okay, I'm going to use batting as my make it thick part of this bag. Just going to cut 2 pieces. I don't even need that much. Don't want to waste too much. There's one. I can't see the comments. My phone or my tablet is now buried underneath the fabric. Okay, let's cut number 2. Okay. Now I can throw this nicely over on the ironing board and grab the basting spray and carefully do it up here. Yeah, the wheelchair means you're a fighter, right? Well, are you healed now, MB? Or is it going to be a lot longer before you're healed? I think I need to press these because they're not very flat, and I want to use basting spray. Give me a second. Out of the screen for 2 seconds. My ironing board is not very steady to lean against, which kind of sucks. Everything I've been doing is leaning lately. Leaning against everything. Okay. Stay up there. Okay. So let's carefully basting spray these on here. So here's one piece. I want a scooter for shopping because I haven't been able to shop for a long time. That would be nice. I use the ones when we go to Walmart so I don't have to walk the store. All right, so I'm going to lay it on here first. And it doesn't matter if I waste a bunch of this kind of fabric because it's really cruddy. I mean, it's not crappy, it's for clothes or something. I don't know. And I'm also going to pick away anything since this is leftover batting. I don't want it underneath my project. I'm going to put just a little bit of spray. And I'm using the Dritz basting spray. It's like, I don't know. I think it's $11 at Walmart. Okay, so I'm going to put one side on first. Pull up the other side. Make sure everything stays flat. And I'm like literally spraying to make sure that I'm only on this. Oops, I don't want any of that in there. Since this is batting leftovers from projects, it always has threads all over it. All right, that's good. Now let's grab one of these. Can't find my little snips up here, but I have threads. I want them gone now before I do anything. Okay, flatten this out. Make sure that it's central within the piece. Do the side closest to me first. Bring the other side. Make sure everything stays flat. This is how you would baste a quilt too, with spray. Don't need a lot either. It lasts a pretty long time. Well, for me it does because I don't quilt this way anymore. I use the long arm. All right. Now it shouldn't fall apart. Piece 1 done. All right, piece 2 time. And if you want an added thing that you can do when you're spray basting, if you're using cotton batting and it's really, really thin, like I'm using a cotton poly blend batting, which I've done it with it, but it's a little bit thicker on the thicker side, so it makes this bag seem thicker. You could also take it over to the iron and press all the wrinkles out. That is a helpful hint for those of you who spray based your projects to free motion quilt. You can, if you're using 100% cotton batting, because the poly, especially 100% polyester batting, it will melt down. So the cotton poly blends, they kind of shrink down a little, but I'm trying to keep as much loft as possible in these purse projects so that they're nice and thick, if that makes any sense. All right, so I'm just going to slowly pull that back on here. Pat it down. It's on there. Pull this piece. And then slowly put that back on that side. So I have no wrinkles, no folds. And if you're using polyester only batting, because some people can't afford cotton batting and some people don't want cotton batting because polyester is warmer. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, if you're using polyester only and you're using spray based, don't try to readjust because it's just going to rip your polyester batting apart, unfortunately. So make sure that you're laying it nice and smooth your first try. If you're using a cotton or a cotton blend, you might be able to readjust because this one's blended and it has the puncture marks on the bottom, needle punched or whatever it's called, and it's really smooth on the side. This side comes off really, really nicely. But when you're using 100% polyester, you won't be able to peel it apart and readjust, if that makes any sense. It'll just be a disaster and start peeling your batting apart, and you don't want that. So just remember, if you're trying to get it right the first time. Or else any mess ups is going to be hard to adjust once you've already sprayed. And this one's not very straight on here because I cut a very crooked piece. I think my phone is going off, but it might be the computer. Should be picking up those notifications, but I don't see it. I like 80/20 punched batting. Yes, I do too. That's what I'm using now. This one. That's what this brand is. It's needle punched. I do have some polyester, the other kind though, somewhere. I'm not going to dig it out to show you guys the difference, but 100% polyester doesn't come out that good with spray basting. After I get this on here, then we'll know how much this spray I got on my on my cutting mat. These little projects, though, basting spray is, I hate to have to pin this and then take a bazillion pins out while quilting it because it's not much of a project. All right, out of my way. Let's see. I'm going to move all this out of my way so I can quilt these. Okay, guys. Notice it's taking me forever. I've barely even gotten it very far. Okay. Now, the other day, when I made the other bag, I chalk marked the whole entire thing. This, I'm just going to follow stitching on, echo stitching the ditch. Ooh, and I felt that. It's kind of sticky right there. All right. So all I'm going to do is just stitch on each side of the ditch. And I'm also using a tan thread because there's more tans and creams and green in here. So I used white on the other bag and it's very pop out, and the tan might not be as bad. Hi, Brenda. My daughter's 54, has MS since she was 23. She's was doing fine till 7 years ago. She fell, broke her ankle, and has been unable to walk. Now she is an electric wheelchair. She is doing awesome. Well, that's good that she's doing good. It sucks that she had a problem. I've had MS since I was 20, but they think that I had juvenile, that it was a thing prior to that, because I think I told you guys the story. I went to the doctors, but they couldn't do MRIs because I was pregnant. I had 2 kids before they even found out, because I got pregnant kind of back to back with my first 2. So unfortunately, I didn't get diagnosed till later, but all the problems that I was having started in my teens, in my early teens, actually. So, be nice to move my magnet out of the way, as well as all this. And this can come down here. So yeah, I've had it for a long time too. I know what she feels like having it for that long. Where are we at? Where are we at? When I got it, I was told to get it, so I did. Hi, Jim. Welcome. How do you get the stick off your mat? An eraser. A regular, I don't know if I have one right here. That's how I get everything out of inside of here too. The sticky with an eraser, also a hot bath in the bathtub. I take all these mats. Well, I haven't in a while because I don't use the other ones, but this one and then the one I have out in the garage I was doing, but this one, at least once every couple months, I take it into the bathtub and wash it in the bath. So yeah, that's how I get it off. But you can just take a cold rag or a warm rag with some soap on it, you know, but you wring it out kind of thing, and just wipe it off. It should come off because the stuff doesn't stay sticky very long, but that's how you would get it off. But I just realized there's quite a bit of sticky right here, and it just rubs right off. See, so watch. Okay, it's on my finger now. I know you guys can't see that very close, but it just comes right off. The cool thing about the stickiness, that when you do it on a carpet, the only thing I like besides anything is when you're using the basting spray on carpet and it gets on your socks, you can walk around your whole entire room and pick up all the thread, and then you don't have to vacuum. That's the only thing. All right, I'm going to sew these now. Oh, and I'm going to change my stitch length. I like the quilting to be quilted in a wider stitch length, so I changed my machine. If you guys have a Juki or anything that has a knob, I changed mine to a stitch length of 3, the number, so it's like 10 stitches per inch or something like that. It's pretty spread out, and it looks more hand quilted. I like the look of hand quilting, although I probably never get to the hand quilting ever. What size is my mat? Is the 36 by 24. Oh my god, Tuesday morning had the big mats. Hold on, 66 or 68 inches, like it was really long, by 54 inches. Like, I don't have a big table though, but they were on sale at Tuesday morning for $35 for the big huge mats. Yeah, I missed out on that one. They went quick the second time I went, you know, because my daughter works there, so I could use her discount. But the next time I had went, they didn't have any more. But yeah, and I don't even have a table big enough. Unless I brought my other tall table in, then I would have a big enough table. But yeah, can you believe that? They had the big, huge ones for $30 freaking. So there goes that. So if you guys have Tuesday morning, check them out. Make sure you look in your craft section or at the end of the craft aisle because you never know. They might have the big, huge ones. If you have a huge table and need a big, huge self-healing cutting mat, that is a pretty darn good deal. I'm going to just like stitch and go back and forth real quick. Just a little bit. Just going back and forth. Actually, I'm just going to keep turning it because that was easier. Just stitching a 1/4 inch. I'm stitching a 1/4 inch away from the ditch on both sides of the seam. And I'm turning it so that the shifting happens both directions because it is a pretty long piece. It'd be nice if I wasn't out of bobbin. And it'd be nice if I wasn't out of bobbins of this color. You guys get to see how fast this machine rolls a bobbin. I guess I'm going to be rolling as I go. You can get them at Joann's if they 50 or 60% off coupon. I know that you can get them at Joann's. I just thought that they were expensive the last time I was at Joann's because it's far away from me. Hi, Delilah. I have a fold-up table with my big mat, and I love it. I hated having my fold-up table. I guess whoever's been with me since I was in my bedroom quilting, my big fold table made cutting so much harder because the table is not very sturdy. It's not a hard surface, so it sunk in every time I push. Plus, it's not the right height. And yeah, I had so many issues with using a fold-up table for cutting and sewing and everything. This machine would bounce around. Pretty sure those of you who've been with me that long know that it was a struggle. Let me say that's pretty bad how it was back then. But anytime I was in the garage and in here, I've always had a hard table because I've had these in the garage, but I couldn't have this kind of stuff in my bedroom. That would have been just way too much to move around. Sorry, I'm like totally concentrating here on putting this in. Yeah, it's pretty far. It's an hour and a half for me too. Hi, Anna. Long time no see in a live chat. All right, let's see. Let's see everything. You get them, Joanne's okay. I need a new mat. All right, I got all of you so far. All right, I'm just going to come back over my previous stitching since it's not really tied off. I also want to trim off the tail. I don't worry about the thread on the backside because that's just, if it's too much though, I'll trim it, but I don't worry on the backside because that's also going to get hidden inside the inside of the purse. Or bag, because this is pretty big. Pretty sure I've seen purses this big though. I've actually seen really big purses. Purses that look like they're suitcase type size. But this is a bag for like, I don't know if you want to like throw some clothes in it and go on a weekend adventure kind of bag. That's what this kind of bag is. With a zipper. comments at the same time as sewing. The new thing about it's an hour and a half from me. I love Tuesday morning, and it's down the street. Well, it's like a mile. Nah, 2 miles. It's about 2 miles. Hi, Christine. It's been stinking hot here. Too hot to sew. Well, hopefully it starts cooling down soon enough. But you're in summer, right? All right, 2 more to do, and I'm just going to do them both this way. I am going to go all the way around the whole thing, though. That way it's more cleaned up. That way all this is nice and stitched down. And I have nothing lifting. All right, let's do the next one. And somehow I have threads sticking out of all this stuff over here. 26. Oh, yeah. It was cloudy all day here and cold, but it started to get warmer when the sun was exposed from behind the clouds. We had one, but Walmart ran them off. Then Walmart stopped carrying fabric. When another chain store with fabrics wanted to come, Walmart decided to carry fabric. That's weird, Diane. You're seeing, yep, it's summer and we're having a heat wave. Hey! I either go to Hobby Lobby or shop online. That's what a lot of people do. Hobby Lobby or shop online. All right, I'm going to do this one now. I'm still just going to do back and forth for the shifting purposes because they do shift even with the basting spray. It doesn't help that I have all the pieces to the Irish chain quilt that is the Insomniac series project. It's ready for me to go to the next step, by the way, guys. So as soon as I feel up to it in the middle of the night, I've been awake, but I've been more in the lay in bed and stay in bed, hibernating, you know, type mode. And whenever I get a chance to rest, I rest. So I've been actually getting a lot of sleep since I've been in this attack. But I guess a lot of the sleep does have to be attributed to the fact that I have been on pain meds, and pain meds do cause tired feelings. So, yeah. As soon as this is quilted, the rest of this bag should go together lickety split. Getting the quilting done. That's the part that takes forever. Hi, Linda. Feel for you. I'm a winter kind of girl. With summer, I can only take so much before the neighbors come. I love summer. I'm a summertime person. That's why I live where I live. I prefer weather over 70 degrees. I just have to have it more than 70. So when it's cold like this, in the 50s and 40s, I can't stand it. And it does get cooler than that. It's just, we haven't yet. We did a couple weeks ago, but it hasn't been like that since. I think this is going to be quite a fun little bag, or big bag. I don't ever take weekend trips, so I don't know what I would use it for, but never know. All right, now to go all the way around the whole entire thing. The only reason why I'm going around the whole thing is I'm securing it so that I can put it together without any of the pieces falling apart. Or opening or folding back, if that makes any sense. Once it's trimmed, I don't want this to fold back when I go to sew it or something. It helps. It's also like, just like if you make a quilt top and you don't plan on quilting it for a long time, I suggest doing a 1/8 inch stay stitch all the way around that whole entire quilt top to keep it from fraying. If you plan on showing just the quilt top, or if you plan on holding it, moving it and whatever, and you're constantly touching it, put a stay stitch around it. So it's kind of like the same concept, because you don't want anything to get messed up or fold out of the way or anything like that. So it's a good idea to do it. Talk about eye transplant and nightmares. What are you guys talking about? Holy moly. Eye transplants and nightmares. Okay, you're probably just talking. Lived in Phoenix when I was a kid. You used to live in Phoenix, MB? I hate Phoenix. 50 and 40s. I love it. I can wear long sleeves and sweaters. Second that. Oh, second what? The stitching around everything? All right. Let's move all that out of the way. I'm going to trim everything off all the way around. This would be just like I'm making a quilt. It's nothing can get lifted up since I didn't quilt all the way to the end of everything. So nothing can be lifted. It's stitched down. So once I trim it, it should be good with all the moving it around. And since I'm not cleaning this room for a while, I'm going to throw everything on the floor. CJ can come in and do like he did last time and clean it all up for me. All right. Yes, stay stitching. Yes, exactly. You have I think it's a must. If you're not going to bind something for a while, I would stay stitch it too. Because what if you didn't quilt all the way up to the end? You know, some people only stitch in a ditch, so you're gonna have a lot of open pieces. I would stay stitch around if you don't plan on binding it for a while, and or anything, you know. Especially quilt tops, though. I've learned my lesson with the whole quilt top thing, because if you guys haven't noticed, I have a closet filled with quilt tops that need to be finished, and a lot of people like to see them, so they get shown off, so they get a stay stitch before they permanently end up hanging in the closet. And when I say permanently, it's because I'm, you know, I have a project that's on the frame, that's been on the frame for quite some time. And Diane, you know what I'm talking about, because it's the most favoriteest one I've done. That dang diamond quilt is still out there. in the same position it's been in for quite a while because I can't lean against, I don't know if some of you have long arms, you know, some long arm frames are not, well, they're not at all actually meant for you to lean on that belly bar. They're not meant for it at all. And I can't lean on it. And I also am doing way too much work on it to sit on a stool. So, or else I would sit on a stool and work, but unfortunately I can't do that right now. So it's just sitting there. Someday it'll get finished. Okay, let's make sure these are the same size real quick. They should be. They didn't shift. Everything looks good. Oh, that side looks a little big. Kind of shifted just a little on this side. I mean, it's not, it doesn't need to be 100% perfect because it is inside of a purse, but there's a little bit more than not perfect right here on this side. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. This is complete. Just need to sew around it after since that's 4 inches, I want the bottom of the bag to be pretty darn wide. So I'm going to cut a little square, which I learned that this whole square cutting of the corner is better than that whole folding it and then cutting it thing. So I'm going to cut my little corners real quick. And then we'll measure and make the lining. I've also learned my lesson. All these purse makers online keep making purses with lining that's the same size as the front and back of the purse. But I have come now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 purses later, and having the lining be the same size as the bag is wrong. All wrong. Because it makes it too wrinkly inside there. You want it to lay nice and flush. So I'm knocking off 1/4 inch on each side, every lining. So it sits in there nice and flush. Or else it's just too wonky. All right. I'm just going to use a pen. And I am going to take a, now 3 inches is too big. We're going to do a 2.5 inch square out of the bottom. 2.5, 2.5. So I'm just going to draw this with my pin. It's never going to be seen. Come to this side, draw a 2.5 inch square on the bottom. So just letting you guys know that I don't care what anyone says. I've made a bunch of my own purses now, and they just, that inner piece, why does that look bigger? 2.5, 2.5. Okay. That the lining needs to be smaller, at least by 1/2 inch in total. Tiff, how is your tailbone? It is still pained when I lean back. So I'm leaning forward on everything. I can sit on my bum all the way now, but I can't lean back on it. I have to lean forward or lay back. All right, scissors. I'm going to cut this square out. This is for boxing the corners for those of you who are new to purse making. Trying to be careful, but dang. Okay. It didn't move. Felt like it moved, but it didn't. I'm just cutting on that line. That way, when I'm done, I can box the corners really easily. All right. Let me take a final measurement real quick so we can cut the lining. We're at 19.25 now. So quilting took 1/4 inch away, guys. Look at that. Plus I had to trim. So quilting took 1/4 inch away. All right, so 19.25. I'm going to minus that 1/4 and cut, I'm actually going to minus half. So I'm going to cut 18 3/4 inch. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to do it that way because I've noticed when I'm doing it, that's what is happening. So we need to make the pocket pieces too. Those are going to be the handles. That's going to be one pocket. I always have done that too, or take a bigger seam. Well, the videos I watch, they don't take a bigger seam. They're all saying take 1/2 inch seam on this, take 1/2 inch seam on this, and they're cut the same size. And the ones I've done now, they all are really baggy inside. So this, I'm going shorter. All right, so we're cutting 18 3/4, which is right here. And this is such a big bag, I don't think it's even going to matter because it's going to be such a big bag. I want it to fit in there really nice and snugly. Oops, I forgot to do that. We'll cut that in a second. Hold on. And now I need to cut. Take that off of there because I'm using up all my fabric. It's a good thing I have a little bit more to use. These strips that I've been making these out of came out of my 2.5 inch strip container. So I just matched a bunch together and decided to make something. How big is this zipper? I'm going to make my zipper pocket. I'm going to make it 9 inches. So cut on the 9. Cut 10 inches for this zipper pocket. And then the other pocket pieces I'll take from the leftovers from this. So watch how this works. 9. I'm going to cut this. I want my pocket to be pretty darn big because this is a pretty darn big purse. So when I fold this up, I'm thinking like that much should be pocket, you know. So I'm going to take it up just a little bit higher. So it's 10 inches wide by, I'm still going to cut the selvage off. So I want to be able to sew all the way around. The reason why I cut 10 inches wide because I got to draw on it and insert the zipper. So we'll tell you how long it is in just a second. Cut the selvage off. It's 10 inches wide by, oops, 18 inches long, exactly. So when it's folded in half, it'll be a pretty deep pocket for such a big bag. Now, let's see how big this piece is. I'll use this leftover. I'm going to put some on the top and bottom of this, making this bigger for a regular slip pocket. So let's just cut, I don't know, 2 pieces that are however big this is. So I'll just use this as a template and cut 2 pieces because I don't know how big this actually is. So I'm just guessing on this one and I'll tell you how big it ends up. Because remember, I'm just making a whatever bag just to make a bag, a big bag. All right, so let's sew this on the top and bottom, and then the rest of this will become the rest of the slip pocket. So I'm actually utilizing every cut. And then I still have to trim these down, but let's work on this slip pocket part and this slip pocket part first. Up your room. Let's see, hold on. Hi, Tammy. Let's see. Hold on. Hi, Tiffany. I sent my block and don't ask me why it came back to me. Do you still want me to try again? Did you send it to the correct P.O. box? It's in the description of every single one of my videos. Sorry, I don't know how that one happened. But if you don't want to say, you don't have to send it if you don't want to. I mean, it's up to you. I haven't started on this yet. That's quite a big project that I need to be able to get up and down off of the floor to put that together. Because I don't really have a design wall. I have a design floor. So if you want to send it, you can send it again. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like it because I missed the snow. I didn't let that quote. I already read that. Ampy has 26 tops that you need to get quilted. Hopefully when your new space is done, you can get them all done, right? Hopefully. I have a ton left to do still. I always have done that too, Tiff. Take a bigger seam. Hope your room is done for you, Ampy. Everyone has gotten real quiet. Vicky eating fries. Teasing me. I haven't eaten yet. I'm hungry. But I figured I'll get this done. I'm sewing a 1/4 inch seam to make this a slip pocket. Okay. I'll trim it down as needed too, because it might be kind of big, but no, it won't be kind of big. It'll be perfect, because then I can make 3 sections of my slip pocket, or 2 sections at least. That'll be actually really cool. And I'm attempting to sew a 1/4 inch seam without my magnetic guide. It's not very easy for me, guys. It's like it wants to just jump around. Yeah, this would be perfect for a 2-pieced. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stitch a line down the side. You'll see. You'll see when I get to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover that for a second because I can't see anyway. I'm going to press this real quick so that I can get it more accurate for adding it to this piece. You know, trimming it down and adding it to this piece to create a pocket, a slip pocket. And you guys will get that size number in a second. Whoa. Told you my ironing board is not very sturdy for when I can't stand straight. Just tried to take off on me. Getting really fatigued in my legs, guys. Super duper more than I was. Well, let's use, that's not long enough. Let's use this one. All right, so I'm going to straighten this out. And I did sew them straight on this side, but not very good. Line it up nice and straight. Okay. Now this piece is, it's going to be a big slip pocket. I'm going to take it down to 12 inches. Actually, no, I'm not, because it's equal on both sides. So it's 12 1/4 by 9 inches. So we're going to make this 12 1/4 by 9 inches by simply just putting it on here and trimming it down. Line it up on the straight line because it was a 10-inch piece. Line it on the corner right here. On the corner, nice and straight. So what did I just say? 12 1/4 by 9. Now this ruler is big enough. Clean all that up later. And then what we're going to do is sew these pieces right sides together. And I'm going to sew down the top and bottom only. No, actually I'm going to sew all the way around on this because I'm not doing it that way. I'm not inserting it into any sides. And then let's cut this lining out. It needs to be 14 inches tall. So just going to cut down this center fold so I can have an equal amount to make my linings. 19, no, hold on. I cut it already that width that it needs to be. So now I just need to trim off the selvage and cut down 14 inches. Okay. Straighten all that on a line. Cut off the selvage. Come over 14 inches. And I should be cutting them both at the same time, but I'm a moron. Okay. So on the line. So 14. Let's make sure that one more time. Yep, 14. So 13 3/4 actually. That way I can have a little bit of space. 13 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. Right there. 13 3/4. That's what I'm cutting. And 3/4. Straighten this up, cut the selvage, laying it on a line. Notice I'm not doing anything like really perfect. I didn't even press. Honestly, I could care less because this is just for me anyway, for to have as a bag for something. I don't know what, for something. Maybe take a day trip somewhere. Bring whatever I need. 13 3/4, which is right here, right there. Okay. Now, one of these pieces, I'm going to put the lining in, but or the pocket part. But I need to press these because they are kind of funky at the moment. So be right back 2 seconds, and then I'll look at comments and then finish the rest of the putting it together. I got to add the pocket. All right, so one piece for now is getting the zipper pocket. So that will be this one. So what I'm going to do, this is a pretty darn big bag, so I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay this nice and flat, grab my ruler, close my blade so I don't accidentally cut myself. I'm going to come down 2.5 inches from the top. I'm going to lay this. See how long it's going to hang. Well, that'll be perfect. Perfect, perfect. So 2.5 inches from the top, I'm going to start. Actually, no. Hold on, I'm thinking real quick. 2 inches from the top. 2 inches from the top. You know why? Because most of this won't even be connected to the zipper. So 2 inches from the top. I'm going to lay it there. Just going to lay it right sides down. And I'm going to draw on here a nice straight line with a pen because I'm sewing on it anyway. I'm going to draw a, hold on, how many inches did I say the zipper was? We have how many accessible inches of zipper? 8 inches. I'm going to draw an 8-inch line. Come in 1 inch, come in 1 inch, come in a half, and come in a half. There we go. That'll be 8 inches. Right there. Come in a half. It's right there. And come in 1.5 inches right there. That should be 8 inches. I need something to draw on. My pen doesn't want to draw on fabric. There we go. Okay. Drawing a line Then I'm going to come a 1/2 inch down and draw another line. The same size. Then I'm going to match those lines right here on the side. And I'm sewing over this. If you want to use a different kind of pen, use a different kind of pen. And then I'm going to draw a line 1/4 inch in the middle of both those lines. But not end to end, because now I'm going to draw a little V from corner to corner. This is where I'm going to cut. And it's about 1/4 inch away. Okay. So let me show you. Let me throw a pin in here so I can show you what this looks like. For those of you who have no idea what I'm doing here, because you can really hardly see because of my cruddy video quality. Okay, so what I have done is drew something that looks like that. Can you see that? And now I'm going to sew all the way around the outside, not on that middle line, just from the outside all the way down these two sides, all the way on the outside. I'm going to sew on that line all the way around. And my slip pocket, I have to put this one together too. So 1/4 inch all the way around, leaving an opening to flip this. So I'm just going to sew about right here. And just, oops. It would help if I had a smaller stitch length though. And I just sew right off the edge. And by the way, this is for the slip pocket that I'm sewing right now. I'll get to the zipper in a second. So I left an opening, but I do need to trim away my corners before I flip it. Up to the stitching, not the stitching. So I'm just trimming away the corner, but I'm not hitting the stitching. Just trimming away right up to it. So like a stitch away from the stitching, if that makes any sense. Then I'll just flip this around because this will need to be pressed, and so will the bag. So I'll go over and press both of those at the same time. So this will be my slip pocket. I'm just using my fingernail to push out the ends, because I'll need to stitch around the outside of it. I might be able to, no I won't, because it's not going to be flat enough. And I can't see comments, hold on. Let's see, empty. Oh my god, you guys wrote too much. Let's see. Homemade fries. Okay, yes, I sent it to the P.O. box, but I'd like to send it to you for sure. Our mail is screwed up. Who would know? It's crazy. Okay, well, just send it, then resend it then. I wouldn't know. Maybe it got sent to you back in the... It couldn't have got rejected from my P.O. box because everything has been coming to my P.O. box. I get junk mail all the time. I haven't had no blocks in it lately, so I don't know why it would have came back to you. All right, so I'll take and press this. If they think not enough postage. Oh yeah, if there's not enough postage on it, then it would get sent back too. But if you did it at the post office, it would be totally, they would have the correct amount on it. All right, that's done, so it needs to be pressed. Now I'm going to sew around the zipper area. And it's centered on my bag. That looks centered to me. I actually did not measure that part, guys. Normally I would, but this is just a regular bag. But let's look anyway. 4.5 on that side. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/8. It's almost center, but I'm gonna leave it just like that, no big deal. Now I'm gonna sew all the way around this wonderful drawing of a line. I'm gonna stay on the line as best as possible. This is to put the zipper in, by the way, for the inside zipper pocket. This one I picked up pretty easily, I guess, putting this zipper in. Okay, so now that that's done, let's remove these pins. And so that I don't have to get up right away, what I'm going to do, looking right at them, I'm going to take this piece. I need to cut out on this line. So I'm going to pinch it right here, making sure that the line is on top of itself, and indeed it is. And I'm going to make a slit. You could probably use, I've seen the ladies in the videos use their seam ripper, which is probably a nifty idea, but my seam ripper sucks. So I'm just going to use scissors, cut to the point where I made that diamond or the triangle part on the end. And then I'm going to cut in to my stitching as close to it as possible, but not cutting it from a seated position. It'd probably be good if you had some really good sharp snips, and I do, but I don't feel like digging all that out for such a little project, which I don't really actually have to dig out because it's actually all right behind me. So I'm all the way to my stitching. And then we're going to press this. I'm going to press it up onto itself like so. And then I'm going to show you the next step because I have to press it anyway. So let's just go over to the iron, actually. And I'm missing a lot of comments, and I'm sorry about that, guys, in advance. So let's grab this and grab this and take you over to the ironing board. There's junk in the way, so don't mind my disaster over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, start by pressing this down. Okay, this one right here. And I'm also going to close this 1/4 inch seam also while I'm at it. Without burning myself would be the right thing to do. So I'm just going to use my finger to flatten it out because it's not really, it's laying actually really nice. Are you guys liking that I'm making purses up as I go? No patterns, just going with the flow. Okay, so there's the one pocket, and I'll have to sew that. But here is the pocket that's going to be for the zipper. So what I've learned is that it's actually easier to press this back right here at this V, so you guys can see that I cut this out. It's an opening now. That it's actually easier. Lay it flat real quick. I'm going to press those little tabs out on the sides because they're just going to automatically mostly fold back. And then the camera's facing.
I just got clothes on. It's cold out, huh?
And now I'm going to. No, I do not.
Okay.
I'm pressing this back 1/4 inch. So I'm pressing it on the stitching line.
smells kind of vinegary.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't because this iron is probably smells funky.
Interesting.
The iron actually smells burnt to me, but then my nose is right underneath it.
All the people doing. You got 30 people watching.
You mean above it, Mom?
Oh yeah, I'm above it. Thank you. So I'm pressing it like this first. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole entire thing. I'm trying to watch the screen as I go. I'm going to put it through this hole like that. And I'm going to take the top part and push it through the hole like that.
Do you want me to bring your big
Come
chair
back.
over here?
No. I don't want to have to move it back and forth.
I'll move it.
And
I'm here now.
No. Just leave it over there. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I'm trying to help.
I'm going to straighten this out, and now I'm going to run the iron. Now that you see I have this hole, you know you did right is if you see the wrong side of this big part of the panel and the right side facing. And now I'm going to take my iron and I'm going to go over this whole entire hole, lining up the seam, making it nice and flat on the top and the bottom and the sides. And if you didn't cut those little V's, I've learned now doing this, if you didn't cut the V's all the way to the tip of the thing, then you're going to have a lot of wrinkle on the side, on the sides right here, where see how it's sticking up? If you didn't cut those V's all the way to the stitch line, then it doesn't lay flat.
Hi, Vicky.
But I
Hi,
did
everyone.
pretty darn good on this one. So now I'm just going to press.
Let me know if you
All
need
this
anything,
up.
okay?
I'm fine. I'm good.
I can put chairs.
No, I don't want to move chairs around just to have to sit, move them back.
I'm home now. I'm here. I'm here to help.
Okay. Now let's
Not
go
just eat.
back over that way. Grab all my pieces. Turn this. And my camera, my laptop is falling off my camera thingy. Okay. I'm going to throw this out of the way. And throw this down like this. So now it should look like this. So it should look like a mail slot. See that? And it should be flat on both sides. So that's the back and that's the front. So now what I'm going to do is expose my front side of it like so. And we're going to take the zipper that needs to be pressed because it is very funky. Oh my goodness, all this crap. I guess I can fix that while I'm at it. 2 seconds, guys. I need to make sure that this is a nice flat zipper, and it's going to get really hot because it just so happens to be a metal zipper. I'm only pressing on the sides, but it's not very flat. There we go. We're going to take this wonderful zipper here. I'm going to slide my project down, and I'm going to take some glue. Standard school glue, glue stick. Glue stick. And I am going to put glue on the zipper on both sides, but not on the zipper. Don't get it on the zipper because I already had a hard time getting it off the zipper since I have not thrown any of these purses through the wash. So I'm going to try to keep it to the one side of the zipper only. Just a dab along the zipper. And I did not put a zipper tab on this one, but I will on the big zipper. This one's getting glued in, and you'll see what I'm doing in 2 seconds. I'm kind of tipping the glue stick just so it goes only on the zipper itself. I'm going to put the zipper on the correct side that I want it. So most people are right-handed. So I want the zipper to go from left to right. Now we're going to pick this piece up. Make sure you get that back of it too. We're going to place it on top of the zipper, nice and center. Right there. And I can adjust it. The school glue stuff is pretty good with adjusting. I want it on there. Come on here. Right on there, just like that. I got to remind myself I cannot sew over the zipper because my machine does not want to sew over zippers because this is a metal zipper and not a whatever those other zippers are, nylon. We ordered some though, so I should be able to go zipper crazy at the end of the month. So every other thing I'm making right now, because nothing, I shouldn't have waited so long to order anything. So I did order a couple plain zippers that should be here soon though. All right. So I'm going to sew around on this at the edge, 1/8 of an inch away, all the way around this whole entire thing, as well as I'm going to center this. I'm going to sew this bottom closed. So I'm going to try to do all the sewing at once. Move that out of the way. We're going to sew this all the way around 1/8 of an inch to seal the hole, as well as prep it so that it can go on this. So I'm going to do these two things, get to sew, and then we'll sew the zipper pocket, not the zipper pocket, the slip pocket on here as well. And then we'll cut the corners off, sew everything together, and bam, this gotta make some handles and be done. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to carefully sew this. Okay, yes, I love every single purse you have done. I'm going to try this one. This one's big. This one's a good one to do. And I'm telling you the numbers, so it's working out great. It will wash out. Very creative. You use a wide zigzag to act as a zipper stop. I'm not on this. You do such good work with these purses. I love them. Well, I have told you guys the reason why I'm doing purses lately. It's keeping me from adding more quilt tops to the need to long arm pile. So that's why I'm actually making purses and stuff. Because, yeah, or else I would have more quilt tops than I could get done by the time it comes to when I can't quilt out there no more. And since I'm in an MS attack, it's making it kind of hard to even get anything done. So I'm going to change the stitch length on this to 2.5. I'm just going to go all the way around. The zipper is preventing me from going more than in my foot amount, because I'm using my skinny foot on here. I'm going to come right here, pivot. I thought I did come that close. See what happens when you go over zippers? It doesn't let you. Hold on a second. I'm back stitching. Coming right up to where I know I could stop. And then I'm going to lift my presser foot, lift my needle out, and come to the opposite side of that zipper. Nope, it's still in the zipper. Nope, still in the zipper. Nope, still in the zipper. Oh my God, I'm trying to be very, very careful here by not going through this zipper. There we go. No. Now you guys know why it's not good to use metal zippers. But it's all I have. And I don't want to go to the other machine. Okay, so now I'm sewing this side. I'm coming to the end, so I'm going to open the zipper. Carefully open the zipper. And this side I should be able to cross, because this side doesn't have no zipper. It's just the ends, which is 100% metal, or the cloth that's around it. Pivot. I'm going to look under and make sure that these pieces are together. I don't want them totally separated. pivot. Grab my snips and snip away my original starting point. So unfortunately, it's not stitched down very good. No, it is. I'm wondering if I can't do like an echo stitch around it. I think I'm going to do an echo stitch around it real quick, because that'll get me away from the zipper, but still make sure that the zipper is nicely stitched. So I'm going to go about 1/4 inch away and echo from the original line. Let's see how this works real quick. Plus it'll look decorative. Ah, see, this will look okay. This looks good, actually. Nice. Looks clean. But since I'm using a metal zipper, I cannot control that whole end of the zipper thing on this. So if you can't go over it properly, go around it. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Let me sew. Since I'm still sitting here, what I'm going to do now is bring this piece, the bottom that's hanging from the zipper area, I'm going to bring it up to itself. That little flap that we left hanging, can you see that? Fold everything out of the way, bring those 2 seams up, line them up. We're going to sew across the top and down both sides. So I'm just going to leave all that hanging out of the way. I'm going to sew across the top first, because that's probably the hardest one. And I'm going to attempt to do this without my seam guide, because I really suck at this whole lining things up thing. And it would have helped if I would have changed my stitch length. I like to use a small stitch length. I don't know if you guys have noticed. All right, so since this top is now sewn, now I need to sew the sides. So I'm going to fold the rest of all this out of the way, and I'm going to sew down the sides, flattening everything out. Come down each side. 1/4 inch seam. All the way down. And then come over to this one. Same thing. Folding everything out of the way. Nothing's in my way. Line it up and sew. 1/4 inch seam all the way down. Okay, so now that is in there, and what you should have now is this. So you guys can tell what's going on here. Here's my pocket. That's the inside. That's what is visible inside the lining. And then I'll come and open the pocket and show you my stitching, since it's a metal zipper and I kept hitting it. See if you can see that. See the double stitch all the way around? I was having trouble at this end right here because of the metal thing in there. But there is a double stitch, so it looks pretty. When I press this, it'll take those wrinkles out. Open the zipper. The good thing about metal zippers is they don't fall apart very easily. Open the zipper, and I have a pocket, and you can see the right side of the fabric on both sides of the zipper. And the bottom of the pocket does not have a seam, so you don't have to worry about the thread ever falling apart when people accidentally put something sharp in their pocket, because it's all one piece. So there's that. So there's my inner pocket, like so, with my crappy brown metal zipper, because that's all I have. Now I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to center this. Oh, I'm going to sew this first. Oh my goodness. Let me just barely sit here for a second. I'm going to sew all the way around my slip pocket with 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to change my stitch length back to about 2.5 on this one. And I kind of think I want a double stitch because I think that looks really cool. And I could do it on this because this is the pocket piece, so. So I sewed 1/8 of an inch all the way around, but now I'm going to take a second stitch all the way around. It'll show on the inside of the pocket, but it's decorative purposes here. I'm going to sew using the foot as my guide, a second stitch. Why? Because I can. Pivot at the end right here. You could have even added some batting in between, and it would have made it a fluffy pocket. I'm gonna come right here and pivot and then end my. I think that looks really nice like that. Looks like a twin needle, even though I didn't use a twin needle. All right, so that's on there. Also, I think for decorative purses, for decorative and making sure that this patchwork never falls apart, I'm going to stitch on the lines. So yeah, like I did when I stitched the outside, 1/4 inch away. But I'm going to do it from that second stitch. Why? Because I can do that. And I think it'll still look cool on the inside of the pocket. And I'm stitching inside the lines that I have already done. Making it look like, whatever. I'm making it decorative. How's that? So I'm just bringing my needle down to the line to start my stitch. Stitch down to the next one at the bottom. Back stitch, break the thread. Stitch on the other sides. And it looks very decorative. Bring that needle down. And one more. 2 more technically. And then I'll trim away all these little threads. And give me a second and I'll look at the comments. Okay. So for decorative purposes only, I have gone and stitched around this, and it actually looks really cool. I'm just snipping away all this thread real quick. You're looking good today. Hi, Tamara. I'm not feeling good, but then you guys know I'm a hyper person. I'm very happy. When I'm in pain, I do cry. I do have problems, you know, like anybody else, but I'm really I try not to let that bring a sad face to my face, if that makes any sense. I try to keep a smile, whether I hurt or not. I hide a lot of symptoms, a lot. But But you guys, you could tell in person it's a lot different because you can actually see. This camera doesn't allow you guys to see the realness of what's going on here with me. Be nice if you did, but unfortunately you can't yet. So let me, oops, there's some thread right here. So these lines actually give me a nice ability to stitch on these lines to create the look once it's measured on the pocket piece. So grit and bear it kind of person. That's it. I love the Kelly green you're using. It's very pretty. Yes, it's green with white dots and like stars or whatever. So see how I put the stitches around it? It kind of looks like, oops, it's got picking up stuff, but it looks like a twin needle stitched all the way around it. So it's kind of decorative. And then I stitched like I did with the purse, a 1/4 inch away on each side. So now I just need to lay it here. We're going to center this one because this one is more of exposed than the zipper pocket is. Let's say 3.5 real quick, and then we'll come to the other side and see what that says. 3.5. Look at that. 3.5 on each side. Okay, and then we'll go 2.5 inches from the top. So let's make sure that this is nice and straight by lining the ruler up on 2.5 inches at the top, like so. Not going to move it side to side at all. I'm just going to make sure that this is nicely lined up. And actually, I want to put a little dot right here with my pin. Oh, that's not going to work. I want the side that had the opening at the bottom. And there was my little dot. But we'll make sure in a second. Okay, nice and lined up. 2.5 inches down, 3.5 in, 3.5 in. Stay. Okay, 2.5 inches down and 3.5 in each side. Now, so that nothing gets moved, throw some pins in it. Just need 2. Don't really need a lot. I'm going to stitch down the sides, but on my 1/8 stitch line. Yeah, I'm going to sew on that close one. And then across the bottom, leaving the top open. It kind of reminds me of jeans because of the way the stitching is. Nice wide stitching. And I just realized that my screen has stuff covering it. Okay. Are you kidding me? My computer's trying to tell me it's got a security issue. Okay. So now I'm going to sew all the way around that. Well, not all the way around. I'm going to sew just the sides and the bottom, and then we'll cut the little bottom pieces out. Sometimes it's really heavy. Well, that is why I've been hibernating. That's why you guys haven't seen me all week. I came on today. It is really easy to be happy-go-lucky, though, for my live streams. But the night ones, trust me, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see me. All right, so I'm going to take a back stitch right here, and I'm going to sew on that previous stitch line on 3 sides, down the 2 sides and the bottom. And I'm kind of back stitching at the bottom for extra added strongness. Oh, and look, those stitches are right on top of the old stitches. I did really good. And I'm never good with straight line stitching, let me tell you. It's landing right on top. I could probably speed myself up, maybe. I'm not good with following lines. Please. pivot. And this is the last side. Now, the last thing I'm going to do with this. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Didn't even see you in here.
Well, where did you get that fancy thing?
It's Justin's. Maxine is here, guys. Say hi to Maxine. You guys know my daughter.
Tell Susie to take the earring out of his ear.
Why? He wanted it.
Ew.
It looks fine. He already had a pierced ear this whole entire time. He just never had jewelry in it.
That's gay.
He likes it.
I was suggested to put one in, so I put one in.
All right.
Get another one then.
It's not going to be one big, huge, fat pocket. I am actually going to split this into 2 pockets. So I'm going to stitch down that center
When you're
seam.
done, Mom, I need to talk to you.
Okay. This center seam right here, I'm going to stitch down that from the top to the bottom. Just keep it nice and flat. From this top at my second stitch line, because it'll be nice right here, I'm going to come straight down this whole entire thing in that seam. Actually, I'm going to go from the first one. That way it doesn't ever come undone. It'll be hidden seam. Stay in the middle, making this into 2 pockets. Come down to the bottom. And there we have it. 2 pockets instead of 1. Let me get up. They're saying hi to you, Maxine. Wait, what? Sometimes it'll be hard to suppose. Okay, laughing releases endorphins, helps you feel better. Exactly. That's right. My daughter and I, laugh so hard you pee your pants. That happens often.
Yes.
They sang hi to you.
Hi. I'm
That's
back.
good for her. Good for me. Not in the room. No trolls. You need to scoot it over just a little though, because I can't walk. So, I mean, I can walk, but I can't walk good. All right, let me cut my bottoms now. And before you even do that, guys, you need to make sure that you're opening like this. Here's my 2 pockets now. So I have 2 slip pockets. They're really long too, which is kind of cool. I like that. It is a big purse, so why not? So I'm going to take these 2 pockets and make sure they're at the top. And then I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to put it right sides together with this. And I'm going to line it up because I'm going to cut my little corners out. And then we're going to sew the lining. And we cut 2.5 inches. So we're going to make sure that everything is cut just right. It's all laying nicely. Laying nicely. We're going to cut a 2.5 inch square out from both corners of the bottom. So make sure your zipper opening is at the top. You also want to make sure your zipper's at the top. Just going to line these up and draw a 2.5 inch square and cut it out. 2.5, 2.5. It doesn't draw on this fabric. Rotary cutter. Just don't go too far. Come right to the edge of that ruler. And I don't recommend cutting towards your fingers, but I just did. So again, 2.5, line it up, 2.5, 2.5. Now I'm going to carefully cut. Since I don't want to take the chance of accidentally going too far, I'm just going to use this. Look, I have 2.5 inch squares now. Just going to throw them on the ground now. All right, here's the fun part. Let's put the whole thing to, oh, we need straps. Let's put this part together and then we'll figure out straps. Because I also need my zipper thing. I'm going to sew the lining together real quick. And then, no, I cannot do that yet. Nope, don't do that, Tiffy. I need to put my zipper on first and make straps. I don't know, an hour and 55 minutes.
Man.
I need my straps to be just a little bit longer, so all that fabric, can you grab me some of that fabric on the floor so I don't fall? Just that piece is fine. Thank you. I'm going to add a little bit more to both these pieces. So I'm just going to cut, these are 4-inch strips. I'm going to go ahead and turn this piece into 4-inch strip for 1, 2, 3, 4 4-inch pieces. So I'm going to start by trimming this because I need my handles a little bit longer, and these aren't that long. These are only the original size. They're 21 3/4, so I want to make them just a little bit longer. So I straighten that up. I'm going to cut 4-inch strip. And then we're going to turn this piece into 4 pieces equally. Just to make it a little bit longer. So I folded it in 4s, and I'm going to just cut to cut the fold. Oops, didn't get it all the way. There we go. Turn it around and cut the fold. Line it up. So it looks like it's 4.5 inches I'm adding to both sides. So I should have 4 4.5 inch pieces by 4-inch piece. 4 by 4.5 inch piece. So I'm going to attach these on like this. That way I have longer handles. This is a big bag, so it needs big handles. And then this one will go on this side, and this one will go on that side. So we'll sew those on. Also, what we need to do is put the zipper tabs on. Actually, you know what? This zipper is the same length as the bag, and I'm sewing with a 1/4 inch seam, so guess what? I don't need zipper tabs. But I do need to press this zipper so it's flat. Maxine is in my way. Give me 2 seconds, guys. And we'll sew the purse handles together. It's another metal zipper, so just be careful with metal zippers, guys, because they get hot if you iron on them. But I want it to be flat. Okay, so let's make my handles bigger real quick. Anything is better than the man. Hold on. Hope she don't tell him he looks gay. That guy wear earrings all the time. It's becoming a trend, like beard is coming back. I know tons of men with earrings, so she's just weird.
One earring?
Yes, with just one earring. I know lots of guys with just one earring. Just one. Some of them even gauge just one with a big hole on one side and not on the other.
I believe men should not have piercings in their ears. That's my opinion.
Okay, here's one side. There's the other. Okay, so that's on. Let's do this one. Man buns are ridiculous. Yeah, lots of guys have man buns too. All right, so I'm just adding these to the end so my handles could be a little bit longer. And I'm also going to be putting batting in my handles because that's what I like to do. So. Okay, so I'm almost done, guys. Almost. Just need to make the handles real quick. They don't take long. Okay. And then everything else can be sewn. Okay. tangled. So for my handles, I don't know how long they actually are. Just going to lay them out. And we're going to start by folding it in half. And there are seams on this because it is pieced. And I don't actually know how long this is. Oh well. It was 21 and 3. I don't remember what I told you guys. 20 something. You make the handles as long as you want your handles to be. How about that? So I'm folding it in half and pressing it. I'm going to do that with both the pieces. Lining them up on top of each other. Pressing it straight down in half. Then open it up and press the bottom towards the center and then the top towards the center. This will give me a 1-inch thing when I'm completed. Pressing it towards the center. There's a lot of seams, so I'm trying not to stretch or pull because mine is pieced. Press the next one in towards the center. Trying to keep the bag lined up at the same time. As it sits right here before folding it in half, it's 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is add a 2-inch strip of batting in the middle. But first I'm going to fold this back in half and remake that crease. And you actually don't have to put batting in it. You can use interfacing, which I have a ton of, but I don't feel like cutting it out. Because I saw them and do that in the videos. Or you can not do any of it, but I want to use batting because this has a lot of seams and I want to make sure that they're nice and soft to hold on the shoulder, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to fold this one in towards the center. Almost done with this whole project. Just got to finish this up. Hope I do it right. Grab some batting real quick. Oops, that was my finger. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. All right, guys, let me turn the camera over and we're going to add some batting in here and then I'm going to sew them together. Just need a long strip. These are now 30-inch, folded in half. They're what did I just say? I said 30-inch, right? They're folded in half from tip to tip. Yeah, so they're 15 folded in half like this. So they're 30-inch handles. So they're 14 inches of hanging. So let me cut a long piece of batting. And this should be long enough. I'm going to cut almost 2 inches, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to line this up right here on this line and cut right to the 2-inch line, but not all the way. Not even just because it's really thick. So almost to the line, but not all the way. If that makes any sense. Just whatever. I only need 2 because this should be enough. Look at that. It's like exact. I'm going to place this in here. Move that out of the way. Place this in here, right in the center. The whole entire thing. Fold the sides back down. Fold it over. Take some binding clips. Put them on. Because now it's nice and thick. Which is good. Which is good. So I'm pretty much making sure that these seams are just staying as folded as I pressed them, and making sure that the pieces come together where at the ends. So everything's nice. I got a piece of batting in there, and I'll adjust it as I sew it, and I'll get it almost correct. So open this one up, stick this in. Should be exactly what I need. So it's doubling up the amount of batting that's going in the bag, so it'll prevent your shoulder pretty much from feeling too much of the seams, how they're not pressed open, they're just pressed to one side or another, whatever, the whole entire way. So there'll just be protection of feeling the thickness of those seams. You could press your seams open, but I didn't for this thing because I wasn't really planning on exactly what I made anyway. I could have pressed them open, but you might want to if it's your bag. I really don't care. But you guys know me, I don't really care on most of the projects. I just, finished is better than perfect. The only thing I'm making sure is lining up is that each one of these colors lines up with the other color. All right, now I'm going to sew all the way down, come around, and back all the way down the other side. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Speaking of laughing, my 6-year-old son was trying out for wrestling last week. When he was done, he told his mom, "I'm a lover, not a fighter, Mom." Only isn't. I watched her make that huge ironing. Oh, it's a big, huge ironing board. There is a video. It's really cruddy video because it's made in really cruddy garage on a really cruddy old camera that I used to use. Not like my new cameras are any better, but it's kind of dark. There wasn't good lighting or anything in the garage back then, which there isn't now either, but there's lighting at my long arm area. But you could see the general idea of making it. All right, so I'm going to sew 1/8 of an inch all the way around this whole entire thing. And I'm also going to change my stitch length to the 3 back stitch right here at the beginning, and I'm just going to pay attention all the way around. And if I could stay on it, that would be nice too. There is a lot of batting in here, so it's wanting to come off the end as I go. Just holding it though nice and flat as I go down. It's a lot of layers. Sorry, I have to break and kind of refold a little. But I'll come right back to where I was. Shouldn't be much longer, Maxine. Is it very important what you need to talk about?
Well, Bob and Kathy think it's really important.
All right, now to sew down the other side. It's pretty much decorative purposes. This side goes a lot faster because I'm not matching anything. one handle done. Let's get this other one done. Make sure it's folded in at where I made that mark. Not the mark, but the seam fold from the iron. And just go on down. 1/8 of an inch seam. If you can do an 1/8 of an inch. If it widens, which mine has, it's okay. It's not perfect. As long as it's sewn closed and won't open. And since it's at the edge, mostly, it should be good. Folding this end, folding it together. I'm missing comments and I'm sorry. Give me a second. Let me at least finish the handles. I can sew down the opposite side fast, fast, fast. Grandson was a wrestling man, lost lots of matches. Proud he also played baseball and football. Awesome. Is your long arm in your... No, my long arm has to be in the garage. It's a 12-foot frame, and this room is only 11 by 10, so it's not big enough. Unless we went into the closet, but the width of the closet is not big enough for the width of how much space I need for the frame. So it was pointless. The only room in this house besides the living room and dining room is my bedroom. It's the only room. And I can't have it in the living room and dining room because of the babies. So, yeah. Bees wrestling 6/10 cutting weight makes it a hyper person. Not much. Watch him understand the points. I only knew 2 kids that wrestled. Not my kids, though. All right, so I'm going to straighten these up real quick. So I'm going to lay them on top of each other. Oh, I'm going to press them so they lay flat. Hold on 2 seconds. Or else they just twist on me because they are so thick. Oh, yeah, nice and flat. Else they get all twisty. Twisty. Okay, here. Let's trim these down. I don't know how many inches they'll be. I'm just trimming off the end right here. But I am going to use the ruler to make sure it's a nice straight line. That's a lot to cut through. Keep them together. Come to the other end. All my lines matching up because they do on both pieces. Everything was good. I'm just mainly cutting off the batting and straightening the fabric out because it got a little messed up when I was stitching it. So those are done. Let's put this purse together. I don't need the thingies anymore. So what I'm going to do now is take one piece of the top and then I'm going to take my zipper. Okay, this is the part that was confusing me in the beginning. I'm going to put my zipper to the left of me, having that zipper pull in my left hand. Okay. I'm going to put that right side together with the quilt or the quilted bag outer piece. Then I'm going to take one of my lining pieces. I want the zipper one on this side. I'm going to take one of my lining pieces and put that right side together on top of this zipper. I'm going to line it all up. Everything's nice and lined up. Zipper's sticking out a little on both sides, which is good. Straighten this up. And I'm going to center this because remember my lining is now just a tad bit smaller, 1/4 inch almost on both sides, but that's okay. I'm going to line this up and I'm going to put a couple pins to hold it in place. Again, I'm using a metal zipper. Put these pins in. So again, it's right side up for the bag top, zipper right side down. So the zipper opening tab is facing down, facing towards the project, and then the lining piece, whatever preference piece you want on whatever side, facing down. And keep it all nice and lined up together by putting a couple fabric clips or pins or whatever you want to put. I'm just using the clips because pinning is kind of hard when you're using a metal zipper, since you can't even sew through a metal zipper. Okay, one more little pin right here, or clip. And I have these clips anyway, and I never use them for quilting or binding or anything. So now I'm going to sew along this with the 1/4 inch seam, I guess, because whatever lines up to my zipper. And again, this bag is just for fun, so if it doesn't come out perfect, I don't really care. All right, so I'm going to bring this up to me. I'm going to start with this end, and I will have to move my zipper. I guess I'm going to start by moving it down just a little up to start with, and then I'll slide it back the other way. Keep it nice and lined up with the top. Everything's lined up. Back stitching, and I'm just going to sew on down, keeping them all aligned. You do realize you're going to ruin my video by having those sounds in my background, right? Yeah, you either headphones or whatever, because you will get me. I will get whatchamacallit it for having whatever the word is. I'm stopping right here because I just made a boo-boo. Yes, I made a boo-boo. I'm supposed to put my handles on before the zipper. So it looks like my handle is going in that far in and that far in. That'll be perfect. I got to throw my handles up in here. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to actually slide this piece down because the handles have to come out in between the zipper or else it's not going to work. See, this is where being a newbie, I thought I had it down. Anyway, I don't know how far in this is, but I'll measure. So I'm going to put it right now, right here. And we're going to clip that in and find out how far in I stopped so that I can put the same on the other side. So this is now, let's put that there. The zipper has to go before the handle has to go under the zipper. So it would be handle, then zipper, then this, if that makes any sense. So hopefully it does. And I also need to back stitch it a bazillion times. And I just snapped that pin. Let's measure and see how far in that is so I can make it equal on all of them. See, guys, even I have issues here. That is approximately 4 inches in from my backgroundy stuff. So let's go 4 inches in. I'm going to put a mark here. The pin does not mark on this fabric. We're going to slide this in, make sure it's not twisted or tangled. Sliding it in at that 4 inch mark on this side between the zipper and the top. So right there. So I can remember 4 inches really easily. So the zipper should be the second thing and then the lining. Oh, right there in front of me. So I'm going to make sure to back stitch over my zipper or my handle. I'm also going to make sure this is not twisted and it's not. Okay. There's probably other ways, but I'm just hooking it to the bag. I've seen lots of videos where they've actually made the handle part of the bag, but I don't know how to do any of that yet. So let's just stick with my basic learning here. I just remember 4 inches in from my lining, not from the outer part of the bag. So now I'm just going to back stitch over this a bazillion times to make sure my handles are nice and strong. Okay, now zip on down, stitch on down. Okay, coming up to my other one. Now I'm going to back stitch a bazillion times. And then stitch down the zipper the rest of the way. So what I should have now, this is a long Sew Sunday today, guys, because I'm trying to get this whole thing done. What I should have now is if I flip this back, I should have my handle, top of my bag, and a zipper in the correct position. So I need to now, I'm going to finger press that back because I'm going to top stitch before I add the other side. So I'm just finger pressing it back. Again, I'm going to do that on this side too. I'm going to finger press this down. We're going to make sure that it's nice and flush, nice and down. Both sides are even. And I'm going to run 1/8 of an inch top stitch down this whole entire thing. This is laying really flat without even ironing it. So I'm going to do that top stitch first, and I'll just roll whatever I have to while I'm going. I've been considering getting some large clips. They would come in handy for holding cut fabrics, organizing. Yeah, it would. All right, so let me make sure that my strap is over here. Now I'm going to make sure this is nice, and I'm going to now do my top stitch. Then I'm changing my stitch. Oh, it is already nice. Okay, good. I shouldn't have to move the zipper out of the way, but I do need to make sure everything's nice and flat. And I also want to make sure I go over the handles nice and flat too. Not over them, but making sure they're up now. Everything's nice, nice, nice. Nice, 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 and nice. Coming up to this next handle, keeping it up. And that is now top stitched. So let's do the other side now. Now, put the handle back down in there. This is where I screwed up the last time. Put this down first. Then the zipper. I'm going to close the zipper for a second so that I know that I'm doing it right. Put the zipper piece on, lining the sides up on the top. These are right sides together. Oops, I do need to add my handles so they will be equal, which would be right there, right there. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put a clip on it real quick. I should have sewn them on prior to. Make sure that it's not twisted. And come over here to this side. Line everything up. Line these two sides up. It needs to come over just a little that way. And that's the same. Okay. So we're putting the zipper, and now stop me if you guys know what I'm doing here real quick, because I think I'm doing it right. I'm pretty sure this is how it was. A lot of bag patterns. Okay, so the part that I already sewed with the zipper, this is right side up now, right sides together. Line this up, line the bag up on the sides, line the zipper part up on the top. I'm not going to put the clips on it just yet. I'm just going to lay it here. It's lined on the top, lined on the top. I'm going to take my other lining piece now and put that right sides together. Hold on. No, I don't think that's right. Yes, it is right. Okay, right sides together. I have to like look. Look at the sewing tree. So when this is sewn on that side, it will be folding back. Okay, that's correct. Okay. So I'm putting this now right sides together. So it goes bag right sides together. The zipper's already on it. And my lining piece goes right sides together. The zipper is facing down towards the front piece. And then I have my handles in there. So let me throw some pins on here. Line all this up. Line this up. Making sure that my lining is also aligned on both sides. And it is. Zipper, top, everything's all nice and aligned. And throw a pin in right here. Tiff, email me how you want me to send the pictures to you. Of the quilt, just post them on the Facebook group, Jim. Didn't you join the group? Pretty sure I saw you join the group. Pretty sure I commented on you joining the group. Post them in there. Unless you don't want the world to see, then you could just send them to me in the email. You know? All right. I have these pinned just a little bit differently, but, with the clips, you know? I have the clips on it, holding it just a little bit differently than the last time, but it's holding it. So now I'm going to sew down this. And then the last of it will come together. This is really heavy now. This is a lot of stuff here. All right, so I'm gonna start here at this end and sew. I still might have to move my zipper though, which is gonna happen. What end is the zipper on? Oh, it's on the other end. Okay, good. Had to look. All right, keeping it all aligned. This better come out. I did this the same thing last time. I'm coming to a handle, so I'm going to hold that down. So over it a bazillion times. I'm going to start right here real quick. Come back over it. There we go. Seemed like I was coming off the edge too much. So I'm sewing down this. Take my pin out. Now I'm going to do this next handle. Now I'm going to come closer to the zipper and then unzip it a little. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here and unzip the zipper. So reach through all the layers, unzip the zipper, make sure that your presser foot is up. Get the zipper out of the way. Line that piece up. Line that piece up. Okay. Now, let's see how I can get off here. Company. Okay, Teresa. Hi. See you later. Talk to you later. You know what I'm talking about. Now, let's open the zipper most of the way. I'll just open it to the handles. My handles, this one got messed up a little, but that's okay. Now, when you open it, let's pretend it was open. It should all be right side out, right. I'm going to close the zipper for a second. Hold on. Let's make sure this happened the way it's supposed to. This is facing down, so I'm going to be finger pressing and stitching on this to close that. But also this, oh yay, I did it again. Yay, I'm so happy. Need to make sure my handles are open. So handle is on this side, handle is on that side. And I'm going to finger press this now. You can press it with an iron, but again, mine's finger pressing pretty nicely. And I'm going to stitch that 1/8 of an inch on the top stitch real quick, making sure that I don't stitch over my zipper things. So let's top stitch real quick. Okay, so let's see if I can't get this to, I want my handle to be up. Make sure you guys have that, and also make sure that everything is nice on the bottom. 1/8 of an inch away. I'm adjusting as I go because I didn't press it with an iron, but you can, or use whatever, finger or it's coming out pretty nice for me, so just pulling the under piece as I go so that it's not being sewn into the zipper. Okay, now the last part. Okay. Look at that, see? It's not in the way of the zipper. Okay, now separate the sides for a second. Open the zipper. Move those out of the way for now because they don't need to be in the way. Oh, let's not open it all the way though. Just most of the way. Right there's good because it's a big bag. Now we're going to take only the front of the bag and the back of the bag, put those right sides together. And then flip it over to where you have both the back sides of the bags, right sides together. So now you have front pieces, lining pieces. Now we're going to come to the side and we're going to make sure that this zipper, wait, I'm going to go to the closed zipper side first and make sure which way I'm making it go. Zipper up. Okay. So I'm pushing the zipper up, folding the sides down. So the zipper is in. Now I'm going to pin it, and then I'll do the same with the other side. So zipper in. I don't know if I even know how to explain how that is. I'm pushing the zipper up. I'll throw a pin. Or a clip, I mean, on here to where it stays. Let's put that there for a second. Now I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to pull the zipper closed just a little so I can tell which way it goes in. That would be this way. This way. This way. This way. This way. And that way. Okay, line these two ends like so. And then bring this down on here and put a clip here as well, holding that down. Second clip right next to it. And now I'm just going to line these two ends up down here. And everything should be nice and aligned. I really don't need pins. I'm going to put our clips, but I'm just going to put them on anyway. Lining this up. Literally, this bag is almost done, guys. Put these on here. Everything's nice and aligned. I am going to make sure that that zipper is now open enough So I'm just going to slide it just a little bit more. There we go. It's plenty open. You guys get to see this whole thing get finished in a second. Let's just get this done. Okay, so these are now right sides together. These are right sides together. And I know this looks funky right there on the ends, but we'll line these up as well. And the only thing that I'm going to do to this side that I do different from this side is I'm going to leave an opening down here at the bottom, like with any lining insert. So on this, the bag itself, I'm sewing a 1/2 inch all the way around, except in this little corner piece that we cut out. Not even worrying, I'm just sewing the sides. I'm going to sew across into this, making this part of the bag, since we shrunk it down, going to end up at the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to sew 1/2 inch on this, crossing over. We'll make this become a 1/4 inch seam all the way around the lining, except for in the little cutouts, as well as leave an opening at the bottom. So let's get this done. And then after this, all we have to do is turn it right sides together. Top, you don't even have to top stitch now. Actually, don't have to do anything besides close the hole. All right, almost done. I'm almost done. She's looking at me like, what's taking so long, Mom? I'm going to start where
Question.
Well, then you could just wait. Go hang out, and you could just hang out and wait.
My phone's about to die.
All right. Well, then go plug it in. It'd be nice if I changed my stitch length, though.
Mom.
Huh?
Where's your phone charger?
In my room. So I'm going to stop right here, leave my opening, come to the other side, about right here. Sewing a 1/4 inch seam on the lining. Turn it to this side now. We're going to see what this difference is about making the lining a totally different size than the bag itself, than the outer part of the bag, I mean, the outer shell. All right, everything's nice and lined up. Sewing my 1/4 inch seam. Coming right on up to where my zipper is. Took that clip away, took this clip away. I'm going to make sure one more time everything is nice, right on top of each other. And I'm going to sew straight over that little opening into my 1/2 inch seam for, make sure I'm not, oh, I didn't hit the zipper. Look at that, I didn't hit the zipper, guys. Now I'm going straight into my 1/2 inch seam up here. And I'm going to go all the way around this whole piece except for this opening, the little corners. Make sure everything's nice. Sewing my 1/2 inch seam. Come off that end. Come across the bottom. I don't know why I even backstitch, because it's going to get enclosed in another stitch after this. Now I'm going to come to this side, and now I'm going to stitch all the way down. And remember, once I leave this 1/2 inch seam, I'm going to come into a 1/4 inch seam on this lining on this side, and then we'll box the corners, stitch, and be done. And I didn't align any side seams. I totally just don't really care on that. You know, the purse itself, side seams from the piecing, All right, so I'm going to hold this now. Or I'm going to pin it and roll another bobbin real quick, guys. Because I am now out of bobbin. I guess I can read some comments while I'm out of bobbin. Give me a minute. Just roll this. I tried to just give it away and that didn't work either. And I had to take the sun I did. Gotta go. Need to go. Okay, Lacey, bye. I probably already missed you anyway. Did you get the kiln to fire up greenware? Got 6 boxes of slip. Okay, you're talking or sell. Might have if you can't find a buyer, give enough money to redo a sewing worm. Probably for her. She's all right, guys. I'm almost done here. Go figure. I ran out of bobbin at the end. Literally. Oh, it'd be nice if I. Ah. Be nice if I did it right. Oh my God, guys, I forgot to tell you this whole entire time. I actually was able to thread my needle a couple, when I was in here the other day, the beginning of the week, I threaded my needle with the needle threader and I haven't been able to do it since. I did it one time. It worked once and I couldn't do it since. I was so excited too. I went to do it again. I pulled it out purposely so that I could do it again. Nope. But I was excited at least. At least I finally did it. Okay, now let's get this done. Everything's lined up properly. All right, so I'm going to come off that into my 1/4 inch seam for this. Okay. Come down to this end and that's it. You just got to flip it. All right, so let's box these corners real quick, which just means I'm straightening them out seam to seam now. Flip one way, one the other. Lay it right here. Nicely lay it here nicely. Stitch it closed. All right, box this corner. Just nesting the seam, one side, the other side. Once the seam is nested, the whole thing kind of lays flat because the box is already cut out. Wait, this one I'm gonna have to come at it from this angle. So as long as those two sides are flush, it should stay nice. All right, now to box the big part. Again, same thing. I'm going to put the bottom seam one way and the top seam the other way, just so that bulk purposes. Lay it under here. long as this whole entire edge, both sides match, then it's good. Okay, that's nested, nested. Sewing with a 1/2 inch seam-ish, half inch-ish. Between 1/4 and 1/2, I guess. All right, last one. And if you didn't leave an opening, you'll never get this purse open. You'll have to pick. I did see a video where a lady actually pulled the bag out of the this part. I thought that was kind of weird. All right, both boxed, boxed, boxed. Here's the last part, guys. The opening, reach hand in. Make sure that zipper is now the rest of the way open, which I can actually reach with my hands. And we're going to pull this whole entire purse now through this hole. And if you left a big enough hole, it should fit. Or you have to take it piece by piece. Can't take it with my hand, I guess. This could be one big bag. Big bag. Nice little travel bag. Not little, but big. It's good size. So let's make sure I'm not tangled before I do anything else. Not tangled. I'm going to sew this opening shut. I'm not even going to bother pressing. I'm just going to fold it under my 1/4 inch, and I'm going to top stitch across this whole bottom. It is nicely sewn, so it should stay nicely closed. And then we'll shove it in the bag and be done. I'm not even going to press because there's no need. So I'm going to come right here to this end. I'm going to stitch across the whole entire bottom because I think that looks better to me. Holding it nice. It's pressed nicely. Sewing 1/8 of an inch across the whole entire bottom of the bag, sealing the opening as I go. From one side to the other, because it looks better to me. Ready? Here we go. Moment of truth. Push the lining in. As well as push all these corners out. You could do it before you seal your seal your hoe, guys. Seal your hole, but these are pretty pointy because I didn't after cut. I cut prior to, so they actually point out perfectly. Look at that. With my finger just in the lining. Then take the lining and poke those with your fingers. Just put your hand on the inside. Oh yeah, this lays in here so much better with that 1/4 inch gone. Now I'm going to stick my hand up in here. This zipper thing, I don't know how to fix this whole zipper facing. Maybe I should have went inward. I guess that's fine though. Let's close it and see. I have a nice big bag. Nice bottom. See? Lined up perfectly. So that little strip you see here equals the little strip from me cutting that in half accidentally. I ended up using it anyway, but I still cut it in half accidentally. My handles are not tangled. Look at that. They still come out. Bag opens. It zips nicely. These ends do not really poke out, unfortunately. If I would have put a zipper thing on here, it would have probably been better. And then inside the bag now fits perfectly. Look at that. There is no sag to this at all. That is actually a better idea to remove a 1/4 inch. So I have 2 pockets right here, slip pockets. Stay in the light. So 2 slip pockets. And then the other side, I have a nice zipper pocket and a nice big huge bag. So my zipper works great. My pocket is facing downward. It didn't get sewn into anything. It was the perfect size. I told you guys all the measurements as I went. I even made sure to come back and tell you the straps. My pocket, my slip pocket ended up perfectly, almost exact on the inside right here on the corners of it. So there's that. I don't know why I can't ever poke these out though at the zipper. I don't know which way it needs to be folded under. Oh my God, owie. Well, that's kind of out more than it was. And this side just comes to the end, not off because there's a blocker, because it's a metal zipper, so it has a blocking thing. So you can't take it off, but there we have it. Let me turn this so you can at least see it on my arm. I can't go far back. So there it is. Fits on my arm. Look at how much room there is. This thing is huge. Look at that. Perfect. And there's probably little mess up, like as if you can see, this handle is shifted over. See that? Turn it back into the light. So there's a little bit of a difference. This handle is this way about a little bit, but it's also the same on this side. It's shifted. It's shifted with the putting together of the bags. So it's not horrible. You know what I mean? They lay the same. There we have it, guys. Each side is different. Look at that. All right, guys. Let me put the handles towards the front so you can see. The zipper works, though. It's a nice white zipper. Matches. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Let me finish this video off by reading. I'm too picky. I probably am. All right. Let's go to the top. Let's see. Okay, very nice. Looks good. Strange having first time not caring for someone. Very lucky and be very nice. Like it. You're too picky. That is awesome. You did great. I know the answer. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna get going from here so I can go smoke and then make my way back to my bedroom, into my bed, cover up with covers, and hibernate again because I've really outdone myself. I've been on here for pretty much a 3-hour purse. So I actually did better with this bigger purse than I did the other day with that smaller one, which I'm going to grab real quick. Ow, ow, ow. So look at 2 little matchy-matchy purses. Same fabrics, different accents. Oh, here's the same fabrics on this side. So same fabrics, but different accents, but same strip set. Look at that. And 2 bags. So I got 2 bags from a, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 piece strip set. I put 11 2.5-inch strips together, and the first part got this bag and the second part got this bag, and they're both pretty good size. So this came from the same strip set, guys, just so you can see. Look at that. This one has yellow zipper, blah, blah, blah. Tanny, you guys saw it all. Anyways, I'm going to go. I did good. I think so, at least. And I will talk to you guys all. I'm going to try for the middle of the week, but I've already pushed myself too far today. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel, which I didn't get to in the beginning of this, don't forget to head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notifications when I'm live, as well as like my videos, guys. I need some more thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. I know you'll see me next Sunday, but I'll see you when I see you during the week if I do, okay? All right, guys. I'll post pictures in the group. Bye.